Welcome back to the Cash Flow Experience with my co-host Destiny Scott, Jenn Hildebrandt here. Today we're going to be talking about how to get more into your feminine flow from the masculine push back into your feminine flow. Destiny, let's break this down. So how do we break the addiction to the hustle?
Oh, Lord, have I been going through this? Breaking that addiction to the hustle was extremely hard, and I will say that I had to literally kill the person that I was that built my seven-figure business in order to be able to actually step into my feminine flow and receive instead of instead of just doing. So I was always constantly in fight or flight mode. And it took me a long time breaking the addiction to hustle. And actually, I don't even think I broke it until I got engaged to my fiance.
We should talk about that.
Yeah. So, and the reason being is because I built my business as a single mom. I was a teen mom. Like, I was constantly in survival, fight, flight, hustle. You got to do it. You got to do better. You got to be better. You got to, that masculine energy.
Oh, go.
Yeah, the
do more.
And don't break that cycle or you'll fall.
Or you're not going to get the results.
That's how I always felt.
Yeah.
So how did I actually break it? So what took me back was having a man, and I don't think you need a man in order to break it. Let me just say that. But I didn't come to the realization that I actually had a problem until I got engaged to my fiance.
Okay, so let's break that down a little bit more. This is getting interesting. Okay, so what were some of the cues? I'll talk about some of my cues that you realized I have a problem being in my masculine energy. How did that manifest when you got engaged after you built the seven-figure business? How did you start to recognize the pattern of I'm actually not in my feminine?
Oh, that's good. Probably by constantly like feeling the push-pull between his masculine energy and my masculine energy.
Describe that.
How does that feel?
I
mean by that is that he would come in to just give and I would have a hard time receiving it. So to me, I saw it as a threat more so than like the ability to actually help me. Like I was like, I don't really need your help.
It's scary.
At first. And it felt fearful. Yeah. It felt like I was losing control. So me losing that control as someone that's controlled everything in her entire life, it was really hard for me to give up. I actually had to pull myself out. And I don't even know if I like have necessarily mastered breaking it. But what made me realize that I needed to work on it and fix it was the fact that we were like two bulls coming together. You know?
Yeah.
Like I'm stubborn, you're stubborn, but it's because he has massive masculine energy. And I also had that masculine energy. Now, I could let it go sometimes here and there, like on date nights or stuff like that. Like, I was fine receiving then because I was like, oh, yeah, you're just treating me like a queen.
I'm a princess.
You know, I'm a princess. Of course you should treat me like that. But then when we moved in together, it was more so like, oh, crap, I really have to receive. I have to receive because he is a provider, man. Now, yeah, I make most of the money in our household, but his personality is a provider man. So it's killing his ego and hurting him when I'm also in my masculine. Wow, that kind of makes me want to tear up.
It's deep.
I'm like, that
it's
is deep.
It's deep.
And it's I wouldn't say that I've completely broke it because I do have my moments, especially in business. Whenever I turn on that business mode, I am instantly kind of connected into the masculine. But I think what is important, and this is how you break that cycle, is by compartmentalizing the two. You can still have your control in your business, and you can still be in your feminine flow in your marriage and your relationship.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of female entrepreneurs struggle with this because no one told us that there was a difference between striving or surviving fight or flight and surrender, because we were always taught, especially if you ever had like a corporate background, you had a corporate job, you worked in the corporate field, that without this push, control, drive, hustle energy, you're not okay. And then as a woman in business, you get to this place where you start to think, I'm not going to make it if I don't control everything around me. If I'm not in control, someone else is in control. I'm not safe. Right? It literally almost becomes like a safety issue because you don't feel like you're going to be okay unless you're in that push, that masculine, that control, that I got this. I don't need your help. I can do this. Put that down. Let me do it. I'm going to make the money, take care of the babies, and I'm going to get the oil changed in the car. And then when you get mirrored that energy back, when you are in a healthy relationship or there is a healthy masculine around you, you start to realize you're not even built for that. You're not even built for that. You're not even supposed to be doing those things. You're not even built to be in that energy. And so when you're in that energy for so long, first of all, it's hard to recognize you're even in that energy because you're completely not self-aware at that point.
No, it's an ego death.
It's an ego death. You have to kill that part of yourself to rebirth the feminine part of you that can grow a multi-7-figure business, can raise the babies, can have a very successful relationship. But at the same time, like you said, learning how to toggle between those energies or compartmentalize those energies. Like when I turn on that camera, when I do my go lives, when I'm on my coaching calls, when I'm closing deals, when I'm doing this, I'm boss mode, right? That's her.
Yep.
That's her. And that's the embodiment of that. And it doesn't have to be push. It doesn't have to be force. It doesn't have to be masculine, right? But then when I get out of the office, I open the door. I'm sitting down for dinner. I'm on the, on the date night. I'm a woman.
You're a woman.
He's going to open the door. I'm going to put that down. I'm not going to worry about the details. I'm going to let him. I'm going to let him. I'm going to let him. I think this is a deeper topic that most people never even look into.
I don't even think they get to.
No.
Yeah, because they don't actually have, they're not actually able to put it down. And here's the thing, though, is like, I'm going to go back to the ego death. So like we think that we've done all the work in like our ego and like spirituality and our deepest, darkest secrets and the root problems of everything. But I will tell you, building a relationship with the right man is going to pull that out of you even more. So just like business. So just like business pulls all your deepest, darkest, rooted traumas out, so does marriage. And I think actually being able to pull out those traumas, what triggers us, realizing what triggers us, and then being able to heal those parts with a healthy relationship and a healthy partner is huge.
So huge. It's very healing.
And being able to talk openly about it. Like, okay, this is my problem. This is your, like, what's your problem? This is your problem. So how are we going to fix it and moving forward?
Yeah. And then understanding it's okay to have the difference in the roles, right? You don't have to control everything. You have a partner, right? Having a partner is literally where you get to feel safe, right? It's like when you are a hyper, I would say alpha female leader, right? Which is kind of like how I would refer to us. I see women either A, struggle with getting into a relationship at all, B, fighting with their partner because they want to wear the pants in all aspects of the life and the relationship, or C, feeling like there's something wrong with them because they just can't seem to do what you said, which is like, put it down. Just girl, put that down.
Put it down.
Put it down, right? But I also believe, like, we talked about this, when you're operating from safety, not survival, that's when you realize you can put it down.
Yeah. And I just had this realization the other day. Did I not? I literally said, I was like, for the last 6 months, I have been living or breaking, not even living. I have been breaking the cycle from survival to safety. So breaking that masculine energy to the feminine flow. And it is a process. It is a process, but it's realizing, okay, so during the day, we have our business hours. Like you said, we have our business hours. We shut the door and that's our business. That's our time we put control in, and we're able to like be that boss bitch that we want to be, you know? So is that appropriate?
So appropriate.
You know, because that's how we've operated for so long that whenever for number one, I not only got engaged, I took on 3 other kids as well. So I really had to find the balance between my business, because I was constantly working as a single mom. Like, just constantly. Like, that was my identity almost. Like, my business was my identity. Like, it was business or nothing.
Yeah. Oh, girl, I've been there.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother episode.
So, yeah, that's a whole nother episode. But being able to break that and realize that none of that is healthy for my family.
Yeah.
I had to really manifest the fact that I can have it all. I had to pray about it. These are things that I've had to spiritually kill within myself, because I do think also that masculine energy comes from the masculine spirit attached to women.
100%. 100%.
So it's really not even how did I break this cycle? It's more so how did you ask God to help you break the cycle?
And then trusting him enough
to break it,
right? I don't need to control what's in God's hands. I don't need to, micromanage something once I've surrendered custody of that to God.
Amen.
God, work on me, surrender that, right? Whatever that is, release that spirit, release that attachment that I have that feeds my ego, that is keeping me stuck in a pattern of survival, flight or flight, and ego.
Yeah.
Right? So I can let someone come in and get me into my feminine by allowing me to rest, receive, right? Be a woman, right? And I think co-creating versus controlling, like, we talked about, which I think is so, so important. Peace is, going to come through a feminine way of being productive, which looks different for a woman versus a man.
Yeah.
And I know this too, because I worked in corporate for 14 years under all male leadership. I was the only female in that industry. And then when I first broke into the coaching and high ticket space, I worked directly with a man that was hyper masculine.
Yeah.
And projecting all of those, masculine ideals onto me that I then allowed to be projected onto me. And I carried those in my business for years. And then when I got into a relationship, I realized too that all of those things were very toxic. They were very toxic. And what's so interesting is now that cycle is being broken in my life and in my relationship, what I've seen, and this is like in the last, I'd say year, I've made more money than I've ever made in my life, more passive money without forcing anything. Actually allowing these things to come in flow, in alignment, and not even worrying about the how.
Yeah. I mean, that was good. Right on the money. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, whenever you drop the need to control everything and you force yourself to basically receive, I mean, that's what it takes. You have to force yourself to receive. And that's hard at first. It really is. It actually is extremely hard to switch from the masculine to feminine. Yeah, I mean,
no, it is.
I mean, it's something we're probably always going to be working on, just because we were already adapted into that from a young age anyways. So, and also being in corporate, me in real estate, working in male-dominated industries, we are, and being in sales, and having people, having men instill their sales tactics on us really is what built me.
Yeah.
So it is hard. It's like, it's basically, it's creating a whole new self.
Yeah.
When you're stepping into that feminine flow and not being able to, or to use your masculine and compartmentalizing that.
Yeah. And it's just like you said, it's going from, peace and not operating from pressure or obligation. And I think when we start to realize that we can have it all, we don't have to compromise, and we allow things to actually flow how we're designed to work, right? In God's design for the feminine, we don't need to work as hard. We really don't. And I'm seeing this whole new genre of women entrepreneurs now that are making so much money because they're learning about how God actually designed women, right? Yes. And it sometimes it is. It's like the Proverbs 31 woman. You know, everyone uses that as an example, but it's true. She kept the house, but she also was a business owner. She had the business. She had all of those things, but she didn't allow that to cross over actually into her home.
Yeah.
Right. And that's something that I think if you are a hyper successful woman, a high achiever, a top performer, you're always going to be toting that line. But that's the difference in you feeling exhausted, tired, burnt out, angry, resentful, you know, just bitter about what's going on, feeling like you have to carry it all and do more every day versus you saying, no, I'm going to put in exactly what I need to. I'm going to let the rest fall where it shall. And I'm also going to let the masculine support me so that I can be in my feminine and do the role as God has designed it to be.
And this doesn't mean you can't make your own money. That's not what we're saying. We want you to make your own money. Actually, femininity is receiving money freely, but you're going to have to put in the work first. But you're going to have to figure out how you can balance your family life and your business life. And that's going to look different for everybody. It's going to feel different for everybody. But when you're forcing something, that's when you know you're in your masculine. And when everything flows effortlessly, that's when you're in your feminine. It's about your passions and turning your passions into your peace instead of your stressors. Because for the longest time, like I made my passions my business.
Yeah.
Right? But then it ended up being my stress. It ended up being my stress.
Your obligation.
My obligation. So when I'm obligated to something and I feel like I have to show up to something every day, I no longer have joy for that.
Yeah.
And that's just a generator in general.
Yeah.
Right? So, and here we'll talk about a lot of the human design. We are not human design coaches by any means, but we do really think that it can help you step into your true power and recognize patterns in yourself that you need to either change or become or be in alignment with more so. Yeah.
Knowing yourself is always going to deepen your level of success. The more you know yourself, the more you're going to be able to shift quickly, manage and mitigate patterns, shift out of things that are no longer serving you quickly, and really just get into profitability that much faster, right? Breaking patterns is literally something that once you learn how to do it, will shift everything for you.
Yes.
Breaking patterns.
Noticing your patterns is a gift. That is a gift because there's so many people walking around like with this is maybe a whole new episode, another episode, but people are walking around with trauma on their back. They're carrying rocks, they're carrying bricks of their trauma, of their projections that they're carrying from other people. They're carrying around what other people think their life should be, and you know, we just have to eventually take that backpack off and just put it down. And that's choosing to recognize all of your patterns, taking them out of your backpack one by one after you've taken it off, because you can work through those things while also setting the backpack down. Absolutely. Does that make sense?
And you go faster.
And
you're not tired.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's such a gift to recognize your patterns. And I don't know if we want to get into how exactly can we teach people how to break their patterns effectively.
We definitely can.
Yeah. Let's make that an episode.
Okay. Well, we'll see you soon in the next episode.
See you soon.